Hello guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a guide on how to replace the horn on your Simplex kit. So basically you have a back box, you have the long screw going under there, and you have the strobe plate, you have your horn. This is a Simplex 9822. There it is. Yeah, see it's kind of, I already loosened this up so you can take this out. This will show you how to do it if you guys don't already know, because there's wires going into this, because obviously the wires here go into the strobe plate, and then the strobe plate has 4 wires going in, because 2 wires from the strobe plate go out to the horn, and then this right here would be to the next device. So that's how this works. I'm going to be showing how you want to replace this setup and make it into something else that's gonna be, if this horn dies, you got another horn to replace it with. So yeah, you do not have to replace the entire assembly. These are made to be swappable. So you want to grab your replacement horn. As you can see, I did here. I decided to use make sure it doesn't matter what horn you're using, 24 volts DC. This horn here is also rated for 24 volts DC. As you can see, it's a volts DC. It has a range. As you can see here, it says 23.5 through 29. So 24 volts is in this operating range. So to replace this horn, you take the screw out, and now you need to take these wires out. So obviously you got to take your screwdriver and you got to loosen these terminals. Guys, that had to hurt. Don't do that. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take these screws out. And then, yeah, the horn will be replaced. Just to show that it still works, I might connect this to it. So, yeah. This horn is still good. So I'm going to replace this horn with this, just for show. You see down there. Alright, let's go. So for those who are still watching, it's easy. I'll loosen the terminals up, and I can pull these wires straight out of here. Just like that. The wires come right out. The back box is here behind. The wires, if it's connected to your system, these wires, this black and red, are obviously going into your wall cavity. You want to leave this at least on here just so it doesn't fall out, but your wires are still going into your system if the panel's downstream from it or upstream from it. And your horn just popped out like this, so you can see we have, it's upside down. See, there it is. So here's your horn. This horn still works, but let's say this horn didn't work and I got it as surplus from system and I wanted to use it. So this horn can come off, and then this one will attach the same way that one did with the wires. So I'm going to put these wires in there. So that is now wired up, and realistically it'd be the opposite. These 9805s or 9822s, same thing, just upgraded internals for the 9822. These were designed as retrofit applications for these. This is obviously upgraded internals from the 9805, because 9805 have diagonal, and those were harder to wire up, so they made it easier by having this back stick out more. But it's a similar horn. These horns are plastic, which is why I said that had to hurt, because obviously you don't want to drop one of these. It could crack, but this is a retrofit. But I decided to do a little retro replacement, just to have another horn to show how to replace it, because different horns are different. Wheel lock is different than Simplex. These have 4 terminals. I'd have to stick the next loop wires that have to come out. So I'd have 2 wires. So there'd be a wire here. I'd have to actually have a second wire coming out of here to the next device, because that's how these wired up. You want to save your screw, and I'm put it back on. I'm just gonna have this. Obviously, this magnet can't be in the way, so I think the way it's gonna have to be mounted is like this, where the wires go like that, and then this is gonna be on here. Yeah, I think this time it's gonna be. And where's the label for it? The label's gonna be on top. Normally, the strobe. This is actually a rare one that has the strobe on the bottom. Most of these are flipped. Most of these has the strobe on top, and then have the fire lettering this way, and then the label would be on the bottom. At least that's how my old elementary school did it, where the side label, the horn, right here was on the bottom, and then the strobe was, the fire lettering here would be straight up and down, and like this one that has it backwards. But this is the way the horns usually mount, so I'm going to mount this way and then see how it looks. And now for the big reveal. As you can see, I managed to perfectly swap the horn assembly out. It's still the same alarm though. When you look at it from what it is, it's still the 4901, 4903, 4903, 9101. So, yeah, if this horn was defective, I just swapped it out even though it works fine. And, yeah, the back box is there and everything. And now, these tabs here, you can actually swap out the strobe lens to make it the other way. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, just to preserve the setup I got from the eBay seller, or if I'm just going to keep it this way. But honestly, I just noticed something. I might actually swap it just because this is right side up on the front. But if I notice the labels on the other side, this horn is heavier than the Simplex horn. So I'm sorry, see the numbers here upside down. This REV is upside down. I'm going to actually maybe do it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm used to it this way, but maybe because now the weight is like, it's so top heavy. It's actually easier for me to hold it like this. I might swap it around. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be a different video if I do it. Thanks for watching how to replace the horn. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching, like and subscribe.